Have you ever looked in the mirror after applying your makeup, only to feel like something just isn't quite right? Instead of looking refreshed, you feel older. It's frustrating, isn't it? You spend time trying to enhance your beauty, but somehow the result feels heavier, duller, or even more tired than before. You're not alone. Many women over 50 experience this exact same thing. The truth is, our skin changes over time, and what once worked beautifully in our 30s or 40s might not serve us anymore. Makeup that once gave us glow and confidence can now settle into fine lines, emphasize dryness, or make us look less vibrant. But here's the good news. Aging doesn't mean giving up on makeup. It just means adjusting how we use it. In this video, I'm going to share with you a simple, foolproof makeup routine designed specifically for mature skin. It's not about covering up or chasing perfection. It's about enhancing what you already have, your natural beauty, your warmth, your spirit. And the best part? You don't need professional skills or an overflowing drawer of products to make it work. With just a few small shifts in your routine, you can achieve a radiant, lifted look that feels like you, only fresher, softer, and more glowing. We're going to walk through every step together, from prepping your skin to choosing the right foundation, blush, eye techniques, and lips. By the end of this video, you'll feel more confident, not just in how you look, but in how you carry yourself every day. So if you're ready to feel vibrant again, to glow from the inside out, and to simplify your beauty routine in the most powerful way, let's start with the most important step, the way you prep your skin. Prepping the skin, the foundation of a youthful glow. Before we even think about applying makeup, we need to talk about what's underneath. Because the truth is, no foundation, no concealer, no high-end product can do its job if the canvas, your skin, isn't ready. Think of this step like priming a beautiful wall before painting it. When your skin is properly cleansed, hydrated, and prepped, everything you apply on top will look smoother, last longer, and feel more natural. Let's start at the very beginning, with cleansing. As we age, our skin naturally becomes thinner and more delicate. That means harsh scrubs and drying cleansers can do more harm than good. What you need is a gentle cleanser that removes dirt, oil, and leftover makeup without stripping your skin of its natural moisture. Look for formulas labeled hydrating, nourishing, or soap-free. After all, those natural oils are your skin's built-in anti-aging barrier. Let's keep them. Once your skin is clean and fresh, it's time to bring in hydration. This is where the magic really starts. Dryness is one of the biggest culprits when it comes to makeup settling into fine lines or making your skin look dull. A rich, nourishing moisturizer helps restore that plump, healthy look we all want. You're not just softening your skin, you're feeding it. Choose a formula with ingredients like hyaluronic acid, ceramides, or peptides. These help lock in moisture and smooth out texture. And don't be afraid to use a little extra on areas that tend to be drier, like your cheeks or jawline. Now let's talk about the step many people skip, but really shouldn't: primer. A good primer doesn't just smooth out texture. It creates a cushion between your skincare and makeup. This means your foundation won't sink into pores or fine lines. Even better, some primers now include a subtle glow or light reflecting finish that gives your skin that lit from within look. It's a small touch that makes a big difference, especially on days when you feel tired but don't want to look it. So let's pause for a moment. You've now laid the groundwork for makeup that not only looks better, but wears better throughout the day. By taking a few extra minutes to care for your skin, you've already turned back the clock in the most natural way possible. And the best part? Your face now feels soft, smooth, and hydrated, which means your makeup will glide on effortlessly. Now that your skin is prepped and glowing, it's time to move on to one of the biggest game changers in a mature beauty routine: how to apply foundation and concealer without adding years to your look. Foundation concealer. The less is more secret. Now that your skin is fresh, hydrated, and glowing, it's time to move into what many women consider the heart of their routine, foundation and concealer. But here's the truth most beauty magazines won't tell you. Foundation is not meant to cover your face, it's meant to even out, not mask. As we get older, one of the biggest mistakes we tend to make is using too much product. Heavy foundations and thick concealers might offer coverage, but they also tend to settle into fine lines, emphasize dryness, and leave behind a cakey look that does exactly the opposite of what we want. So let's shift the goal. Instead of trying to erase every line or spot, we're going to create a fresh, breathable finish that enhances your skin, not hides it. Let's start with your base. Choose a lightweight foundation or tinted moisturizer, something sheer, dewy, and hydrating. The goal is to soften and smooth while letting your real skin shine through. Look for formulas with ingredients like hyaluronic acid or light diffusing pigments to add glow without heaviness. Now here's a pro tip that changes everything. Apply with a damp sponge. Using your fingers or a brush is fine, but a damp makeup sponge presses the product gently into your skin, blending it seamlessly and preventing buildup. Instead of sitting on top of your face, your foundation will melt into the skin, creating that you but better finish. If you prefer a little more coverage, focus it only where you need it, usually the center of the face. Blend outward with light, tapping motions, and let your skin breathe. Now let's move on to concealer, the real sculptor in your kit. This is where we bring brightness and light to the areas that tend to show age or fatigue. Think under the eyes, the corners of the nose, and maybe a touch around the mouth or between the brows. But here's the key: use it sparingly. Too much concealer will draw attention to texture and lines, especially under the eyes. Pick a creamy formula that offers coverage with flexibility, not something that dries down flat or matte. Then, apply a few dots only where you need it, and gently tap it in using your ring finger, your weakest finger, and therefore the most delicate. This soft pressure prevents pulling and tugging on the skin. You'll notice an immediate lift. Dark circles soften. The face looks more awake, more open. And because you used such a small amount, it doesn't look like makeup. It just looks like you, well rested. It's all about balance. Foundation creates a soft, even backdrop. Concealer brings the light back in. Together they work not to change your face, but to reveal the version of you that feels fresh, confident, and alive. And when you approach it this way, less product, better placement, you'll find your makeup doesn't crease, doesn't settle, and doesn't weigh you down. Now that your base is beautifully blended, it's time to frame your features, starting with your brows and that youthful flush of color on your cheeks. Brows blush, bringing structure and life back to the face. Now that your foundation and concealer have created a soft, radiant base, it's time to add back what gives your face its natural dimension and energy. Let's begin with something that often gets overlooked, but makes a massive difference: your brows. Brows are more than just a facial feature. They're the frame of your entire look. And as we age, they tend to become thinner, lighter, or lose their natural shape. That subtle shift can actually make our face appear older or more tired, even if everything else is beautifully done. But here's the good news. It only takes a few simple tweaks to bring them back to life. First, put away the harsh pencils and blocky brow stencils. We're not aiming for bold, graphic brows. We're going for soft, lifted, and naturally defined. Choose a brow pencil or powder that's one shade lighter than your natural brow color. Yes, lighter. A slightly softer tone gives a more youthful effect and avoids making the brows look too heavy or harsh against mature skin. Using light, feathery strokes, fill in the sparse areas, following the natural direction of your hair. Start at the arch and work outward, then gently fill toward the inner corners with a lighter hand. Think of it as sketching individual hairs, not coloring in a shape. Once you've filled in your brows, set them in place with a clear or tinted brow gel. This adds polish and keeps everything lifted and tidy, without looking stiff or overdone. It's a small step, but it subtly lifts your entire face, adds balance, and draws attention upward in the most flattering way. Now that your features are framed, let's talk about adding color back to your cheeks, the simplest way to look instantly refreshed. Powder blush can be hit or miss on mature skin. While it gets the job done, it can sometimes sit on top of the skin, highlighting dryness or fine lines. But there's an alternative that creates a much softer, more youthful finish. That's where cream blush comes in. Cream formulas blend seamlessly into your skin and give you that fresh, dewy glow, as if you just came back from a brisk walk or a moment of laughter. To apply, smile gently to find the apples of your cheeks. Then use your fingers or a soft brush to tap the blush onto your cheeks and blend upward toward the temples. That upward motion not only lifts the face visually, it also avoids dragging the features downward, which can subtly age us. Choose a shade that mimics a natural flush, something in the rosy pink, soft peach, or warm coral family. The goal isn't to make your cheeks pop, it's to add a natural touch of life back to the face. And don't worry if the color seems a little strong at first. Cream blushes blend easily, and the more you melt it into the skin, the more seamless and radiant it looks. With just these two steps, brows and blush, you've framed your face and brought back that youthful glow that makeup is meant to enhance. Now let's carry that same soft energy into the eyes, because a few subtle changes can make your eyes look brighter, lifted, and wide awake. Eyeshadow brightening tricks, how to look instantly more awake. Now that we've refreshed the base and framed your features, let's focus on one of the most expressive and revealing parts of your face, the eyes. Eyes are where we show joy, warmth, and, yes, fatigue. But with a few thoughtful techniques, you can brighten your entire eye area and take years off your appearance without heavy shadow or complicated blending. Let's start with your eyeshadow. When it comes to mature eyes, the best rule to follow is keep it soft, neutral, and uplifting. Bold, dark shades can weigh the eyes down or settle into creases. Instead, opt for neutral tones, like taupe, warm beige, soft brown, or light peach. These shades add definition without drawing harsh lines or exaggerating texture. Apply a soft matte or satin finish shadow across your lid and gently blend into the crease. You don't need dramatic contouring here. The goal is to create a bit of natural depth that enhances your eye shape, not reshape it. Then, for a subtle but powerful touch, here's where the real magic happens. Add a small pop of shimmer or luminous highlight right at the inner corners of your eyes. This trick isn't about sparkle, it's about light. A little glow in just the right place can make your eyes appear wider, brighter, and more awake in seconds. Choose a champagne or pearl-toned shimmer and use your fingertip or a small brush to gently tap it in. That tiny detail draws light inward and brings your entire eye area forward in the most flattering way. Once your lids are softly defined, it's time to talk about eyeliner. As we age, black liner, especially when applied heavily, can look harsh or shrink the eye. Instead, reach for a soft brown or dark gray pencil. These shades are gentler on the eyes, more flattering against mature skin, and still give you that definition you want. Line your upper lash line, staying close to the roots of the lashes. Then, don't leave it as a sharp line. Use a smudging brush or even your fingertip to softly blend it out. This creates a smoky, soft focus effect that lifts the eye without overpowering it. No wing, no drama, just soft definition that opens the eye in the most natural way. And don't forget your lower lash line. If you'd like to define it, keep it minimal, just a hint of the same liner or shadow softly blended along the outer third of the eye. This adds balance without closing the eye shape. What you've just done is subtle, but it's transformative. Your eyes look more lifted, more awake, and most importantly, still like you. This soft approach doesn't fight against age, it works with it, elevating your natural features instead of covering them up. Now that your eyes are softly glowing, it's time to finish them off with what might be the simplest, most powerful product in your entire routine: mascara. Mascara for lifted, youthful lashes, small step, big impact. Now that your eyes are softly defined and glowing, it's time for one of the most impactful finishing touches: mascara. It's easy to underestimate what mascara can do until you apply it and see the difference. A good mascara doesn't just darken your lashes, it opens the eyes, adds structure, and instantly creates a lifted, more awake look. And the best part? It takes less than a minute. Let's begin with a quick prep step that makes a big difference: curling your lashes. As we age, our lashes can become straighter or even start to angle downward, which can make the eyes look smaller or tired. A simple eyelash curler gently lifts the lashes and creates the illusion of a more open eye. You don't need a fancy tool, just a gentle squeeze at the base of your lashes for a few seconds on each eye is enough to get that natural upward curve. Now, let's talk mascara. When choosing a formula, look for one that offers both volume and length. Some mascaras are designed to be ultra volumizing, others focus on defining each lash. For mature eyes, the sweet spot is somewhere in between, a formula that builds soft, fluttery fullness without clumps or stiffness. Go for a rich black brown or soft black shade. It's bold enough to define your lashes but still forgiving and elegant. Start at the base of your upper lashes, wiggling the wand slightly to anchor the color at the roots. This gives the illusion of fuller lashes without heavy layering. Then gently sweep upward to coat the rest of the lash. Apply one coat, wait a few seconds, and apply a second if you want more lift and impact. A great trick for added lift is to focus more product at the outer lashes. This subtly elongates your eye shape and gives that flattering, lifted look without ever touching a winged liner. And here's something refreshing: you don't need to apply mascara to your lower lashes. For many mature women, skipping the bottom lashes actually prevents smudging and keeps the look clean and fresh. But if you do want to define them, just use the tip of the wand to lightly tap a small amount onto the outer corners only. What's important here isn't perfection, it's movement, softness, and light. Don't worry about every lash being in place. In fact, slightly fluttery, imperfect lashes can actually feel more youthful and natural than stiff, overdone ones. With just a few sweeps of the wand, your eyes suddenly feel brighter, more defined, and full of life again. And all of that, from curling to coating, takes less than 2 minutes. You've now completed your eye look with elegance and ease, but we're not finished just yet. There's one more feature that ties it all together, and it might be the most powerful finishing touch of all: your lips. Lips. Hydration, color, and the perfect finish. You've created a fresh base, lifted your eyes, added a healthy flush to your cheeks. Now it's time to finish the look in the most natural yet transformative way: with your lips. Our lips are often the final touch, but they make a lasting impression. And just like the rest of our face, they change with time. Lips may lose volume, definition, or moisture, but that doesn't mean you have to hide them. With the right prep and a few simple color choices, you can bring them back to life in the most graceful, effortless way. Let's start with hydration. Before you think about lip liner or lipstick, your first step is always to nourish. Dry, cracked lips not only feel uncomfortable, they can make any color settle unevenly or accentuate lines you didn't even know were there. Start by applying a moisturizing lip balm with nourishing ingredients like shea butter, vitamin E, or hyaluronic acid. These act like a drink of water for your lips, plumping them softly and smoothing away any rough texture. If you have a few minutes before makeup, let your lip balm soak in while you do the rest of your routine. Or better yet, use a lip mask the night before. You'll wake up with smoother, fuller lips. No effort required. Once your lips are soft and hydrated, it's time for color. And here's where many women go too bold or too bare. The secret to youthful-looking lips isn't a bright red or a heavy matte. It's a soft, creamy color that enhances your natural tone. Look for rosy pinks, peachy nudes, or soft berry tones, shades that brighten the face without overpowering it. These colors have a gentle warmth that instantly adds life back to your complexion. Avoid matte finishes that can cling to dryness or make lips look flat. Instead, choose a creamy or satin texture, something with just a hint of shine. These formulas glide on smoothly, feel comfortable all day, and give your lips a subtle fullness that looks natural and flattering. If you're not into perfect application, that's okay. In fact, using your fingertip to dab the color on creates a soft, stained effect that feels modern and youthful. It also keeps the edges of your lips from looking too harsh or defined, which is especially helpful if your lip lines have softened with age. You can skip the lip liner altogether or use a nude shade close to your natural lip color for subtle shaping. The key is to keep the finish effortless, not fussy. And don't worry about touch-ups throughout the day. That lived-in blurred lip look is completely in style. It feels approachable, relaxed, and age-appropriate in the most beautiful way. Now take a moment to look in the mirror. With soft definition around your eyes, a healthy flush on your cheeks, and lips that feel hydrated and polished, you haven't covered up a thing. You've simply enhanced the beauty that's already there. And that's what this routine is really about. Feeling like yourself, just a little more radiant. So now that your look is complete, let's wrap everything up with a few final thoughts to remind you why this routine works and why you don't need to change who you are to glow. Conclusion. Final glow, empowering reminder. So here we are. You've walked through a complete, effortless makeup routine designed not to transform you into someone else, but to bring forward what's already beautiful about you. And the best part, none of it required harsh lines, heavy layers, or complicated techniques. You didn't need to hide. You didn't need to overdo it. You simply learned how to work with your skin, with your features, and with the natural changes that come with time. Because aging isn't a flaw to be covered, it's a story that's still unfolding. And when you treat your face with care, softness, and intention, you're not just applying makeup. You're honoring the life you've lived and showing up confidently for the life that's still ahead. This routine isn't about perfection, it's about feeling good. Waking up, taking a few moments for yourself, and stepping into the world knowing you look like you, just fresher, softer, and more at ease. So whether you're getting ready for a lunch date, a Zoom call, or just a slow morning with coffee and sunshine, know this: you are allowed to glow at any age. You are allowed to feel beautiful. You are allowed to enjoy your reflection. If you take away just one thing from this video, let it be this: you don't need more. You need less, done better. And you already have everything it takes to shine. Now I'd love to hear from you. Which step in this routine made the biggest difference for you? What little trick have you been using that makes you feel beautiful? Let's share and support one another in the comments below. And if this video made you smile or helped you see yourself differently, there's more waiting for you in the next one. You're going to love what comes next.